Hey, I'm Olivia,
I'm Regan.
and you're listening to Soarin Around WDW. Okay, so we are back this week with not a ton of news, but just a couple of little updates. And then we've got another special guest thanks to Hurricane Milton. We've got our cousin Latoya here with us. Welcome, Latoya.
Hello, thanks for having me.
We are so excited to have her here. She was on the lineup, and then Milton came through and decided to bring her to us early. So we are going to dive into everything we have to discuss with her about Disney history from when we were all kids, from different things that she's done with her kids, with my kids, overseas. So we've got some fun content for today, but wanted to start off with the first piece of news, which is something that Regan and I kind of briefly talked about last week, which first of all, let me just say, thank you to those who listened to last week's episode. I know there was a little bit of feedback. I was literally recording with Regan from my rental car in the parking lot of our hotel in Florida because we had the kids go down and it was giving some feedback, and then I realized, oh, I think it's the air conditioning, and moved the mic, and then it went away. So if you didn't last very long, it did get better, but thank you for those who did listen. But Regan, do you want to talk about the single rider rise change?
Sure, yeah. I mean, and sorry for we're going to be ironing out kinks as the first few episodes of this we were able to record in person together, and then since then I've moved to a different place for my work, and then Olivia's been all around as well. So it's just been tough. We've just figured out how to do this when we're not physically together.
Yep.
So anyway, but yeah, Rise of Resistance, it's always happens. Every single time we record, it's like we make a statement, then the episode comes out a couple days later, and then everything we just talked about kind of changes.
Yeah,
which is
every
kind
time.
of just what Disney is in a nutshell. But we talked about last week how the single rider for Rise of Resistance, when I did my challenge run, essentially walks you straight into the Stormtrooper room of Rise of Resistance, skipping most of the pre-shows, or both of the pre-shows and a lot of the experience. And I talked about how I was able to get into the jail cell within probably 5 minutes, which was great from a challenge perspective, but I did not recommend doing that as a first-time rider. But literally the day after we posted that episode, they decided to change single rider to essentially what they're doing now is they send a group of single riders into the second pre-show. So you line up still before after the first pre-show, kind of out where Poe's X-Wing is. And then they kind of, from what it seems, they make you wait until there's enough of you to justify putting you onto one of the transports, and then putting you into the the Stormtrooper room, and etc.
So how long has it been now? Have people said it went from being a walk-on basically to how long are people waiting?
To be honest, I haven't looked, so I don't know for sure what the effect was, but it can't be. They still have to make it appealing, so it can't possibly be too long.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, I think what it will still do is, rather than getting, maybe what they were noticing is, because I think during when I went on it, myself and Cody were the only two people besides one other person that were in the single rider line at the time, because it had just reopened from being closed.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe when it's actually open, that single rider line on the Imperial ship or First Order ship probably gets a little bit longer. Not that it would take super long to get through, but maybe just a bit longer. And so I wonder if maybe they were noticing that they could just release you in waves, and then you're just standing there waiting anyway. So it's
why do you think they changed it because people were oh, you missed the entire experience? Or why do you think all of a sudden it changed?
I think so. I think that the entire thing is dedicated to being story driven, and you kind of just walk up as a single rider from these gray hallways, and you can still see the gray hallways from the guest perspective that actually like waited in line, like where the single riders come from. Like it definitely just like dampened the experience. So I think this is a way for them to not have like that would make you not go through anything that's immersion breaking.
The new way that they changed it.
Yeah, the new way. Because before you literally like walk past like the offices and stuff.
So when you walk up to the line, there's the regular like virtual. Well, no, they don't have virtual queue.
No.
So there's a standby line. There's
Lightning
lightning lane multi-pass line, and then this is a separate one.
Yeah. So this one goes. It's only outside, and it essentially walks you. There's like a. You know how, like, when you go through the first pre-show and then they open the doors and then you're at the area where you, like, wait to get on the transport ship with Poe's X-Wing? There's, like, another entrance to that area with Poe's X-Wing, and that's kind of where you line up at. But you never go inside before that. You just kind of walk up to that.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
As far as I know, that's still that's, like, where you now line up, and then they just wait to put you on a transport.
So kind of things... Go ahead.
I don't know why they don't just have, like, if there's only a few of you, just send you with one of the big groups.
Right.
But then it's like, I guess they're trying to keep you, like, so you can't be like, oh, now we're together and we're just going to go in the normal line. But, like, give us a lanyard or something. I don't know. Like, they have to figure out something. But I'll do more digging into it and see if there's been a significant difference in, like, the wait times.
Yeah, I'm curious just from a challenge perspective, like it was so fast and that kind of stinks that it changed before we go in December because 5 minutes is 5 minutes. So 10 minutes is 10, like gold.
But it's still worth it, I think, than waiting our plan, we were going to have to risk it and wait standby for that ride regardless.
True.
Just because of the way that our path is for the day. So I think regardless it'll be faster, it just won't be as fast. So
okay. Well, so that is like the big update, or I guess one of the big updates. The second update, we're recording this, the Thursday, the day after Hurricane Milton hit. And so basically they closed a little early yesterday, around 1 for some things, around 2 for others. And then they were totally closed today, October 10th. From what I'm reading, it looks like everything is reopening tomorrow, like normal hours.
Yeah, that's what they've announced. Universal and Disney have announced that everything is going to be normal tomorrow.
Which is interesting. I don't know if MCO is like back open, the airport, or not, but it was closed still today is my understanding.
They were just opening Tampa tomorrow. I don't know about
I think that, I mean, I don't know, because like I had that flight going home that got canceled, and then when I tried to rebook it to Orlando or Tampa for tomorrow, there was no flights. So I don't know if that's because they had to move, like everyone had already rebooked to tomorrow, or like what the deal was. But I was unable to find flights to Orlando on Friday. But I mean, like, what I noticed is, I mean, I think this is pretty telling of like how locals are, but like the annual pass holders reservations ran out already.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
for tomorrow.
Well, because a lot of people work.
A lot of people
are still canceled. Yeah, and work is still canceled. So we just looked it up, and it is reopening MCO tomorrow. But that just still means like then people have to fly in. So it definitely would be a good day to go to the parks.
Yeah.
It would be pretty empty.
Yeah.
So, so Hurricane Milton caused a little shakeup, and it was funny, we were just talking about Disney closures with our dad on that episode too, and now this can add to the list for number 10 of closures.
Yeah, 10th time.
But it is, hopefully everybody, was safe. It was crazy. I mean, I feel like we're from Bradenton, Sarasota, like we said originally. We don't live there right now, but Latoya does, and it was crazy watching some of the live feeds. We were watching these crazy hurricane storm chasers.
It was wild.
Just, watching them drive through our hometown and be like, oh, thanks, Cash App, and like they're looking out their window and stuff's blowing over, and it was just
the casualty of thank you Cash App to
like
the trees going by.
Yeah, and like the power surges. But it sounds like Disney didn't get hit too bad, so hopefully everybody stayed safe. Hopefully all the cast members that had to work on Wednesday got home safe. That was like the biggest thing, is driving from Disney to home with all these tornadoes, because the East Coast definitely got a lot worse tornado stuff, like Port St. Lucie area.
Yeah.
Well, that was long before the hurricane actually hit.
I feel like they called it really late too. Like it was late that they canceled.
Yeah.
Like the Halloween party and
No, that's normal though, and like I don't. Everyone, yeah, like this, because having lived
here's
there,
his tangent.
my operator back home, like they used to do the same thing, and like, yeah, which one was it? There was one that was like supposed to be really really bad while I lived there, and
Ian,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, that probably was, and Disney hadn't closed and whatever. Like it was just this big argument. We were freaking out, like, well, we're all gonna die, and blah 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 blah. And my boss at the time was like, no, just wait, like, just trust me, like, I'm not gonna let anything like unsafe happen. And then, like, lo and behold, like, it was nothing. So, like, I think
but you just don't know. I don't know.
But you wait long enough to, like, no matter what, like, Orlando is very far inland, so like it's gonna die down by the time it gets to Orlando 90% of the time.
The tornadoes are the thing, though, I think. Like
that only happened, like,
wild.
randomly. That had nothing to do with the hurricane. That was just random on the East Coast. It was way before the hurricane hit.
Anyways.
Like, it was probably because of the hurricane, but it wasn't, like...
Yeah.
It wasn't whatever.
Caused by the hurricane, but not at the same exact time the hurricane was over
but, like,
there.
that was... Like, those people weren't prepped for that at all. Like, that could have happened anywhere at any time. Like, so... I just think that Disney saying, like, 2 p.m. on Wednesday... was a fair assessment because, like, cast members are just going home. Like, people in Orlando weren't evacuating because they weren't going to get storm surge and they weren't going to get these things that could level houses.
So hopefully everybody's safe and, everyone is okay. Luckily, our parents got lucky and everybody's houses seem to be okay. Everybody that decided to stay is okay. I know there were a lot of people in our hometown that weren't as lucky and have a lot of damage or a lot of fires actually that we saw, which is crazy. But that is what brought Latoya up here for her evacuation plan with her 2 kids. And then we were talking about it and we were talking about being at Disney during a hurricane. And she said, oh, well, I've been at Disney during a hurricane and had to stay there when everyone else was evacuating. And I was like, okay, wait, I have not heard this story. Yes. So I guess explain.
Yeah, so I was at the beach club during Hurricane Charlie, and that was the first year that I moved to Florida. So hurricanes were new to me. I was used to snow days and that kind of thing. So I didn't really understand. And it was an especially like confusing introduction to hurricanes being at Disney because they made it so magical. First of all, I was at the beach club, which I've never stayed at since then. I don't know how I was there. It was great.
It was way cheaper then, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Must have been.
But I just remember, like, we just got to hang out with the characters. They just would surprise you in the hotel randomly by, bringing different characters out, and they kept it so calm and light and just really, really fun for all of the guests. And having said that, I just read an article from this lady yesterday saying, like, people are catching on to that and starting to, like, plan their evacuations for Disney hotels because they heard about that. And she was like, cast members are not here to entertain you during hurricanes. They are really just trying to make the best of the situation. Like, they were doing that for the guests that were already there, and their plans were ruined, not people to be like, oh, hurricane's
a vacation.
Let me check into Disney when it's, like, extra magical. So, but I will have to say, it is extra magical during a hurricane.
Because that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 2004.
And then you go to sleep and you wake up and you go to the park the next day and it's empty.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, like all the people that stayed and then now get to go tomorrow that aren't local. Like obviously the locals can go over there, but they're like, oh, now we're just here and Disney's pretty much empty.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, I haven't heard if like certain rides aren't going to be open or anything though.
No, I mean, as far as I know, it's full operation.
Yeah, that's wild. So they're going to have to like test everything today and then.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have 24 hours. I mean, I'm sure they've done more with less time.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, like people planning, like I had told Steph originally that like if she was going to evacuate, she could try to go to Disney, but then like they don't have dog friendly hotels, but like those hotels are really safe.
Well, we had this thing. Well, no, they do have dog friendly hotels
at Disney.
Yeah, sure
no.
do. Yes, I'm going to pull it up.
Okay, pull it up because I remember reading that they didn't because they have the on-property like boarding that you can do.
There are 4 dog-friendly hotels: the
What
Art
are
of
they?
Animation, the Port Orleans Riverside, the Yacht
The
Club,
yacht club is not pet
and
friendly.
the cabin at
That
Port
is
Wilderness.
insane.
There are a max of 2 pets per guest room. Dogs are expected to be well behaved, leashed in public areas, and properly vaccinated. And certain floors or sections of these resorts are designated as dog friendly. And the majority of the areas
cats.
remain canine free. No cats,
No
just
cats.
dogs.
So the only like affordable hotel then is Art of Animation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the
That's good to
cabins
know,
at Fort Wilderness aren't terrible, but yeah. No,
I mean,
good to know. I know.
If you're splitting the cabin between like a group.
Didn't Steph literally just stay at Art of Animation with Hope?
No, All-Star.
Oh, All-Star. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought.
But
you're
we
staying
just
at Art of
read-
Animation.
No, I'm staying at Pop Century.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm staying at Pop Century because it was cheaper and we can walk over to Art of Animation. They're like connected kind. Like there's a walkway.
Oh, okay.
So
I want to stay
we
at
both
Art
have
of Animation
Skyliner.
really bad.
I know, it's really cool, but it was like a little more pricey. Anyway, that's another episode for another day. But it is dog friendly, Art of Animation apparently. And that kind of makes sense because they have the suites. So there's like more space there and stuff too. I wonder if it has to be a suite when you have a dog. That's interesting.
Yeah, I
But
wonder
we
like
read
what the
that
fees
all
are.
hotels
Yes, that's right.
had to accept pets for evacuees in Florida.
In Florida, it's a law. It's like within however many days of a hurricane, if someone is evacuating, they are allowed to bring their pets.
No,
We did read that last
Would
night.
have been good to know.
Well, we just found out, like, literally
Yeah.
while the storm was happening, and we were frantically Googling for family members that we were trying to help find places the day before. We, like, didn't know that. And then we found that out yesterday, and we were like, oh, good to know. Next time, do that. So, yeah. Not that you should plan your vacation there during that time on purpose, but if you happen
You are
to,
there, you're gonna really have a great time.
yeah, it will really be magical.
It's gonna be extra magical.
So, yeah, that was the hurricane news. So now we're going to kind of get into some questions for Latoya. So our mom is one of 5. Our mom is the youngest. Her mom was the second to youngest, and they are like 18 months apart. So they're very close in age, and they were tight growing up especially. And then as we grew up, Latoya was like a sibling to us. So she came to our house every summer in Michigan for the whole summer because her mom worked and our parents worked. Well, my mom worked in schools. So she was just like home with us all summer. And then we moved to Florida in 99. She moved to Florida in 2004 to the same area in Bradenton. And so we got to grow up together and do everything together, including going to Disney. So this is something that I was talking to her before this, Regan, asking. I actually don't know the answer to a lot of these questions for her either, which is kind of fun. But when was your first visit to Disney World? Do you remember?
My first visit, I only remember through pictures, and I look maybe 1, maybe 2, little.
Like baby?
Baby.
Okay.
And it was with, I don't know if Grandpa was there, but Grandma was there.
He might have been. He
might
went a
have.
couple times.
Yeah, he might have been there. And I have no memories of it, of course. But yeah, I was little.
Little. Okay.
Little.
And then did you go again before we went for the Millennium?
Not that I remember. I don't think so.
Okay. And then the Millennium was like before you moved to, so because
Before I
it's
moved
2000.
to Florida. Yeah.
So you came down. I guess it was like Christmas break.
Yeah, I must have been down with you. And I remember we all slept in the living room the night before, and it was so hard for me to sleep because I was so excited.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we all slept on the pull-out couch in the living room the night before.
All 3 of us?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't imagine shoving all 3 of our like girls on a pull-out couch and be like, "Good luck." I guess when you're a kid, you like don't know the difference.
Yeah.
And so then we went to the Millennium. Like I think we were there a couple days.
Yeah.
We have pictures, Regan. I'll have to show you that I was looking through last night where like Grandma and Grandpa Jola were also there.
Yeah, I don't remember them being there. Do you, Regan?
No, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember this at all.
So this is the
How
this
old
is
were you at
so
the
4?
Millennium?
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
So yeah, you were really little. But this is the one where that I've been posting some of the pictures where we have those shirts that we like got made, and it's like yours is Mickey, I think. Mine is Minnie. Latoya's is like Pooh,
yeah.
and they say like Latoya 2000.
Yeah.
I wish I had that shirt.
I know.
Is this the trip that I continuously pooped my pants?
Me? Well, I don't think so. We have not told this story yet. No, not on the podcast. No, I think that was nobody else was there but our family then. Okay. Like I don't.
That's
think
the only memory I have as being like a kid at Disney, like a really
young
kid.
Yeah. That might have been like actually our first visit. We're gonna have to ask Dad about that. That was at Crystal Palace, like one of our first visits.
I know they were Pooh overalls that I just kept, and then Mom kept having to buy more Pooh overalls.
Clothes, and then she just stopped buying whatever was cute and started buying whatever was cheap because you kept like pooping through everything. I was like, God bless our mother. As our dad was like, Olivia, let's go on another ride. It's so terrible. But no, I don't think this was the pooping incident trip. But this one, we looked at pictures and I couldn't remember where we stayed, but then the pictures made it very obvious. It was Swan and Dolphin. We have like a bajillion pictures outside of Swan and Dolphin. And then I was like,
where we always stayed.
We stayed there a lot. Regan hates that hotel.
Really?
It's my favorite.
Only because of like using points. I'm sure if I spent money on it, I would have a better experience. But like when you use points, they treat you like you're staying in like the basement of a cruise ship. It's terrible.
Wait, they treat you differently if they know that you're using points?
That's what it seemed like.
Oh.
He did not have a good experience. Him and Steph, when did you guys go there last?
That was in September of last year, and we stayed. It cost me. I had stayed at a Marriott for 6 months prior. It cost me all of my points that I had accumulated for 2 nights at the Dolphin.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Because it's not. Well, it can be expensive. It's the cheapest deluxe hotel.
Yeah, but not really when you add in all the fees. It kind of depends. But anyway, so I used all the points, and then our hotel was. I had been upgraded because I was like a ambassador elite member after staying there for 6 months straight or whatever. I got upgraded to a room with a view, they said, and my view was completely blocked by 2 trees outside my window, and it wasn't a view of anything besides the lake outside of Swan and Dolphin anyway. And then our bathroom was so small that you couldn't fully open the door, it would hit the shower.
The bathrooms are small. They are small. When I just was there, I just stayed there in April, and the rooms were really nice. I don't know. Every time I've been there, I remember the rooms being really nice. I do remember some rooms having, Epcot firework views somehow, or you could see fireworks for sure.
Well, our telling sign was that we got in, got a room with a view, and then we got in the elevator and went down. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's never good.
So I'll never use Marriott points again for the Swan and Dolphin, but I mean, we are staying there in December.
Something now. So I stayed with my friend Ashley. Her uncle used points, had points, and he couldn't use them, and let us stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, bucket list experience.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrible experience, and it was during the pandemic, and so we thought that's what it was attributed to. The
pandemic.
Staff are just they don't have their top staff. Everyone's ornery. It was horrible. There was zero Disney magic, but maybe it was because we were points people.
Well, I don't know. No, because I used points to stay at. So we used to pay All-Star. To stay at the All-Star, and I used points to stay at the All-Star when I was there this last time, and it was great.
Okay.
Because my whole problem wasn't with the staff or anything. It was really just with the quality of the room that we stayed in.
Interesting. Because we are staying on points at Swan and Dolphin on your points and at All-Star on my points in December, right?
Yeah, but it's different points, so I'm curious to see. Right. It's not Marriott
points. Yeah, mine
points.
are Disney points.
It was Capital One points. And every time that I go to do that, it feels like they can't tell that I've booked through Capital One. Whereas, with Marriott, because, when I call to get my reservation info, they ask, why I need it and why it's not just on my app. And I have to tell them that I booked through Capital One. And then, yeah, it's interesting. So, I think it will be better in December, to be honest.
Okay, well, we will test this theory here very soon. Less than 2 months away.
Yeah, exciting.
I know, very excited. So, okay, so that was the millennium. We stayed. Well, so all I really remember about the actual trip was the shirts and all being together and watching the fireworks in Epcot because they had that giant hand that like pointed and
Yeah,
it
I
shot
remember.
fireworks that said 2000.
I can picture that.
And it was
vividly.
so crowded. Like we were shoved in there like sardines. I'm sure it was at max capacity. I don't know how they did that back in the day. I think it's like once you scanned in, if they were at max capacity and you left, you might not get back in. Is that right?
Yeah, well, they would start putting signs out by the parking meters.
Ugh. That was like we're close to max capacity. The only other time I ever remember being at max capacity at Disney besides that, which I'm like pretty sure it was because it was a huge deal, was 4th of July one year at Magic Kingdom, and it was miserable. It was so hot, and we
Yeah.
were staying at the Contemporary, and Dad and I walked to Magic Kingdom, and you and Mom stayed at the pool. You were like, nope, and we had annual passes, so like it wasn't a big deal for you not to go. And Dad and I stayed for like 3 hours, and then we're like, let's just go back. This is terrible. And we watched the fireworks from our hotel because we were so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now that's flipped completely. Like, holidays are now kind of the best days to go
Really?
a lot of the times because...
Not Christmas.
I don't know about Christmas, but like Labor Day and stuff, Labor Day, 4th of July, any holidays that the lower tiers of annual passes are blocked out seems to be like a really solid day to go. The fastest challenge
Interesting.
completion time ever
Was Labor
was
Day.
done on
Memorial
Labor
Day.
Mm-hmm. Or Memorial Day, one of the two.
One of the two.
Wow, I would have not guessed that.
Well, I wonder if it's because if it's a long weekend, people are traveling back that day. Like the actual day is like a Monday, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
maybe the weekend is
Yeah,
busy.
right.
Or if like
Yeah.
4th of July is on like a Wednesday, nobody's gonna be like going for
I
a.
just remember
well, I
whatever
don't know,
like
summer's different.
the last whatever holiday it was, Memorial Day in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that day,
No,
like, I
Labor
remember
Day.
looking at wait times and being like, "Oh, it's like dead." Like Magic Kingdom was empty.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. I don't think I've ever. I just always am like, it's a holiday, don't go. It's a holiday, terrible
Yeah,
time
well,
to go,
I mean,
don't
we
go.
we can't right now because we have the pirate pass still, but
So you're blocked out.
but Cody has the sorcerer pass, I think, and he says that like when you're a local, those days have not been bad lately. So
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was the Millennium experience that I remember. I don't really remember much else from that
I only
trip.
remember that picture of the golf ball with the
Yeah,
hand.
Do you know
Some of
what
those things,
year-
like, I wonder if I'm remembering or if I'm, like,
yeah.
just,
Remembering
like,
through
creating it in my
pictures.
head. Yeah, like, oh, yeah, or that.
You both have really good memories. You probably are remembering.
What were you gonna ask about? What year?
What year did they start the names right outside at Epcot on, the little, like, what are they called? The little, like, stick up out of the ground.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
names,
I don't know what you
like the
call it.
legacy thing
Yeah.
or something.
What-
Those are gone, aren't they?
They're not fully gone. They're in the exit path. If you exit out to the right
Okay.
now,
They just moved them.
they're not, like, stones anymore, though. They just took the
Oh.
pictures, and they're on, like, almost like instruction walls
I should look up what year that was.
as you're walking by.
What year did Epcot start
Because
the leg?
I feel like I have memories of looking at those at the Millennium year for the first time, but I don't
So,
know.
yeah, it started actually in 1999, so right before.
Okay.
And
That's the
then
first time I remember seeing them.
they got left up until June 2007. Okay, yeah, I do remember that. We don't have picture on it, do we? I don't think so. I feel like we would have gone and seen it and taken a picture with it if we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're not on there.
We're Wolverine's like, no, we're not that status. Okay. And then any favorite story or memory from when we were kids at Disney that you can recall? Or anything in particular that jumps out to your memory?
I will say that when we were younger going to Disney, there was a lot more just random magical moments, like walking around a corner. I just remember like we could walk around a corner and see some character.
Yeah.
And they were like rare character, like not
Mickey or Minnie.
Yeah, not Mickey or Minnie. It'd be like
Esmeralda.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like Captain what's his name from Pocahontas, like crazy,
Oh,
you know, like
yeah, like Governor Ratcliffe.
Governor Radcliffe. Yeah, like cool characters. I just remember like that was really cool. Regan was such an Ariel.
Yes, Ariel Stan.
I have a lot of like Regan Ariel memories. Like him just like obsessed. Like
Yes.
I do remember that. I do remember being
Do
like
you?
really into Ariel when I was
you were
young.
a big you were.
You would wait like every time that Magic Kingdom meet and greet that now, I guess, is that where the Ariel ride is now? Or is that where
It's right where you No, there's I don't know where it was, but
where
right
it
when you
was?
exit-
Now it's when
the
you
ride
exit.
now. Mm-hmm.
But when you were a kid, they had like that little splash zone and you would like run around, and
Yeah.
that used to be where 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas was.
Yeah.
And then they closed that off, made the splash zone and Ariel meet and greet. And it was similar to like how it is now, like the little grotto.
Yes, the grotto. So that little area was like Regan's jam, and I was not a big roller coaster girl. I'm
Yeah.
not a roller coaster girl, so a lot of the times, like that's me and Aunt Annie and Regan are in the Ariel section.
Just all day long with Ariel. And then
and
I
me
went.
and Johnny J are on whatever.
Yeah, we'd just go on the roller coasters. I do remember, like, I don't have a lot of memories of you on roller coasters.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
With me.
I
That's
hate
so
them.
funny.
I absolutely hate them.
Oh my
I will
gosh.
never do Tower of Terror again in my life.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Okay, that is so funny. Well, so Tower of Terror story. I remember when Maddie and my husband and I broke up in high school. We've been dating since high school. We broke up and I went for my birthday trip with Latoya and my Aunt Ruth and my mom. And I was distraught. I mean, I was heartbroken. He was the love of my life, obviously still is, but we were in a hard time when we were like 16. And we broke up with me and we went to Hollywood Studios because my favorite park. And we get in line for like Toy Story Mania or something. And my mom was like, if you want, we will go on Tower of Terror with you. And I was like, what? Because my mom gets sick on the teacups, the carousel. Like, she can't do anything like that. So I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And my Aunt Ruth's like, yeah. And Latoya was like, no. And she would not. I was like crying, like so upset. And Latoya's like, no, sorry. Love you will not go on that ride. And my mom and Aunt Ruth went on and we get off. And my mom said, I think I just pooped my pants and then threw up. Like, she's like, I can't believe I just did that. Now I will never do it again. And Latoya was like, yeah, see? Nope, no more. So yeah, I do remember that. And she was like, hard pass. Even I don't care that you're sad, not doing that. So she like waited at the bottom for us and we like went and waited for the ride. So yes, that is another one of my favorite.
Tower of Terror, Regan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I go on everything.
Yeah.
I know you go on everything.
But do you
but,
like
do you
it?
like Tower of Terror?
No.
Yeah.
See?
Like I
Oh,
don't
love
dislike it. I've never really been a huge fan of just like drop rides in general, but like after going on Guardians at California Adventure, I realized that like all they have to do is just make it more fun. Like
Yeah, so you like that one. And that's
yeah,
the same
I like
thing.
it. It's not the same though, because it's just more like the music's more fun. Like I don't understand the purpose of just like you just drop like Doctor Doom
That's
at
exactly my thought.
at Universal.
Why would anybody do this?
Tower of Terror is like a little different because it's like kind of different each time, so it's like kind of cool that way. But like I don't like it still freaks me out like the when you get to like the level, and it doesn't happen every time, but like there's a level that like they light up like
The dolls.
no
The creepy girl.
no. It's like yeah. Well, it lights up like the girl and the guy on the either side.
Yeah.
And it's like that didn't happen for me till like my 100th time riding it. So like I literally thought it was like possessed, and I was like, oh, we're gonna die.
Oh my god, that's so
But like
funny.
the actual
Have
like
you
ride
seen the
itself
movie?
doesn't freak me out, but like the actual like the atmosphere is just really scary, especially for for Disney. I feel like it's just
Oh
really
my
scary.
gosh, I love
And the fact
it.
that
My
Eiley
favorite
goes on
ride of
that,
all
like,
time.
just makes me so confused. Like, I would be.
I know.
It's like nightmare
I
fuel.
don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I love it so much. It's my favorite. I love the
go.
movie every year. I loved watching it. Still, the movie creeps me out a little bit, but I am obsessed. Yeah, I'm so glad that Eiley loved it and it didn't scar her because I was so scared that it was going to scar her. But
I think it
okay.
is nice that, like, as a thrill ride, it's like one of the only thrill rides still that doesn't make me feel sick.
Yeah.
Like Rock and Roller Coaster messes me up.
Oh,
Space Mountain
yeah.
hurts. Like
Everest
it's like-
messes me up.
Everest messes me. Yeah, like all these rides that are kind of not aging super well. Like so, like Tower Terror is at least smooth and like good in that regard.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's true. Okay, and then any favorite story from like being a grown up, either with kids or when we were in college, or like
I got to go for grad night my senior year, so like just being there like in high school with all my friends at dark, and it was so fun. There was like an insane amount of foam that they were just like
What?
blasting with like a DJ, and it was just like wild, like Disney unhinged. Is like that is how it was.
what year did they stop doing grad night? Because you were 07. We definitely, our school would have
did
never
a
let us
cruise.
do that. We did a cruise.
You did a Disney cruise.
No, I didn't get to do the Disney cruise. My class was
Why?
lame, and they chose Royal Caribbean. I know. We were the only class that didn't do a Disney cruise.
Disney.
Regan did. Yes, and so did Maddie.
Yeah, we did a Disney
I
cruise. It was
did.
amazing.
Yes.
Wow. I'm so sorry for you.
So grad night was kind of like the Halloween party where you go at 5 and
you
it's till
go-
midnight or whatever.
Yes, and the park is closed, and
Okay.
it's just a bunch of high schoolers there.
Was it like cheap?
I have no idea.
Well, like, parents paid for it, I guess.
I have no idea.
Because you went to a huge high school. So like
Yeah,
how?
we took like charter
Yeah, but a bunch of high
buses up
schools
there.
went to it. I think not.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
Yeah, not just
because Universal
yeah,
still
yeah,
does
yeah.
that.
they do.
I think Universal still does that because Harlan went to that when he graduated a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang! So this says that the grad nights. No, this can't be right. Is this site legit? Oh well, it's a D23 site. In Disneyland, it started in 1961
what?
in Disneyland, and then
Really?
yes, and
Wow.
then. Yeah, it was a grad night transition. And so it actually stayed in Disneyland till 2020. And at Disney World, let's find out. I know, that's crazy. No, 40 years, Reed.
That is
No,
crazy.
60 years. You're right. I can't do math.
Not quite,
usually
59. Yeah, usually it's me.
so Disney World was 1972, so the year after it opened. So yeah, like that spring, it opened in October 71. So like that May, they started grad night until 2011.
Oh, I snuck in.
Didn't last very long at Disney World.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
because I
I mean, that makes
remember-
sense though. Disneyland is just much more locally driven.
Yeah, that's
So like
true.
Disney World, it's like I guess they weren't wanting to give up a night that they could make probably a lot more money
lot of
from
money.
tourists.
No, but it was also, like I said, like it was unhinged. Like I remember a group of kids like getting in trouble for stealing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
high schoolers at Disney After Dark. It was not what they needed.
No, yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorites.
That is crazy. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we never
that'd
did
be
that. That would be cool. Okay, cool. My favorite story with you as an adult, well, there's two. One is when we went to see the Osborne Spectacle of Lights, and it was cold for Florida. Like, well,
what is
let's
the
be real.
Osborne Spectacle of Lights for those that don't
Oh,
know?
I thought you were asking, Regan, and I was like, gasp. So the Oswald Spectacle of Lights was
I thought it
something
was
that...
Osborne.
So the Osborne, not Oswald, sorry, Spectacle of Lights was a nighttime thing that... Spectacular, yes. At Hollywood Studios or MGM back in the day,
Yep.
where the area that is now Star Wars used to be the cityscape, and they would decorate the entire cityscape in thousands and thousands of lights. And there was a family, oh man, you're going to make me go real into this. But there was a family, the Osborne family, not Ozzy Osbourne, a different family.
I used to think that it
I
was
did
Ozzy
too.
Osbourne.
I did actually also think that. That they were known for, it's called Jennings Osborne was his name, along with his wife Mitzi.
Oh.
They were from Arkansas, and they had a daughter named Breezy, nickname, I guess.
What's the real name?
But
nickname of
Allison
Breezy?
Brienne goes by Breezy. They asked their father if they could decorate their home in lights in 1986. So he strung 1,000 lights around their home. Then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And in 1993, the display had over 3 million lights. So there were a bunch of legal issues because people in Arkansas were like, there's too much traffic and it's too bright. It literally sounds like Christmas Family Vacation, like National Lampoon. But then Disney decided to pay them to take this idea because it brought national attention. And so the Osborne family said, yep, okay, we'll sell it to you. And so they didn't say how much, but in 1995, the display was set up on the residential street as the Osborne family spectacle of lights. And they actually you used to go through this on the backlot tour. That's crazy. I don't remember it being that. I just remember standing in the area where like the New York skyscraper was.
Yeah, and it was stunning.
It was stunning, but it basically was at Hollywood Studios from 1995 until 2016. And we went for the last time. I'd have to look. It was like 2014 or 2015, right before we moved to North Carolina, right before we got married.
Right before they stopped doing it.
Yeah, right before they stopped doing it. And
because this was around the same time that they stopped doing the Christmas lights on the castle, right? Or was that COVID that stopped that? No, because Steph and I saw that when we were married, so they definitely had that before COVID. I think they just stopped, or maybe the 50th anniversary, like they stopped doing the Christmas lights on the castle.
Yeah, maybe.
They stopped all this like around the same time, and it sucked because now Christmas is like way less Christmassy.
I know. Well, it kind of sucked because it was like you can go to the Very Merry Christmas Party, which is like whatever. We'll talk about that at another episode, our feelings on pro or con. But the Osborne Spectacle of Lights was at, first of all, again, my favorite park. And then you could go do that and then go watch Phantasmic. Like, what a magical night.
Yeah, and it snowed,
they
gave you hot chocolate, and it was so pretty.
It was so pretty. But it was very cold the night that we went, and it was very crowded that, like, last time that we saw it. So it probably was December 2015.
Yeah.
No, maybe. We lived here then already. December 2014, something like that.
Here in 2015?
Yeah, we moved here 2015. But yeah, it was crazy, and the lights would dance to the music like a big light show does.
But Disney version, so extra good.
Yes, like What's This from Nightmare Before Christmas, and what's the other one? Oh, Mickey Mouse Club Alma Mater, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Some of them were like by Mickey or Donald or whatever. So yeah, that was one of my favorite memories. And then my other memory that was not great, but I will never forget when we were at Disney together was when, do you know what I'm going to say?
No, what are you about to say?
When my grandpa called me. So Latoya and I were at Disney, and this was right before I was about to move, and we both had passes, and we went to Disney for the day. And we had gone to some park in the morning, I think Magic Kingdom, and then we went off campus, I was going to say, off of the Disney property to have lunch somewhere cheap, because we were in college or just graduated.
Chick-fil-A.
And then we get a call from my grandpa that he's getting remarried. And I was distraught. And I was like hysterically crying. And then Latoya's like, I know what will make you feel better. And I was like, what? And she was like, Phantasmic. And we went and watched Phantasmic. And it did make me feel better. But do you remember getting that call from Grandpa?
Pass?
Yeah.
Okay. We both had.
We both had annual
dang.
passes. No. We didn't just drop. No, we were poor. We did not drop.
That's why we were off site.
Yeah. That's why we were off campus, as I call it, for
probably eating
food.
at your Chick-fil-A for free.
Yeah, probably eating at the Black Lake Chick-fil-A is my guess. Actually, true.
What year was it?
The Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, Regan didn't live there yet.
Oh.
But yeah, we probably were there. I don't remember what restaurant we were at. I just remember crying and you
Yeah.
being like, it's okay, let's
Yeah.
go watch Fantasmic. And we went and watched Fantasmic.
It can always help. It can't hurt.
It
It's a
can-
fantastic show,
it's
that's
always
for
a good
sure.
time.
It's always a good idea.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's do some rapid fire. We're going to have you back on because I have way too many questions that I can ask. Oh, Regan, any memories specific with Latoya that you can think of when we were kids going to Disney together?
No, like I said, my memories as a kid are like very, I don't know if it's just like trauma blocked, but like I don't.
I mean, we had cray childhood, so.
I don't have like many childhood memories at Disney in general, like just really specific ones, and none that I can think of like specifically with Latoya.
Just like being at Disney, not like
Yeah, like I remember going all the time, but I don't remember like much because I also didn't do much back then. Like Latoya was saying, like I didn't go on anything.
Yeah, you went to visit Ariel.
Yeah,
Your
Just went
girlfriend
to see
at
my
the time.
girl.
That's so funny to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so some rapid fire questions. Favorite ride at Magic Kingdom?
Haunted Mansion.
Oh, okay. Favorite ride at Epcot?
Spaceship Earth.
Oh, like Johnny J, our dad's favorite ride too. Favorite ride at Animal Kingdom?
The Safari.
Okay, that's
Which, do you remember back when it was like a real gun situation?
yes, yes. Regan, do you remember that when it was
No.
like
The
Oh.
driver was like also an actor, and then like someone would like come out from the camp and he would like hold a fake shotgun and there would be a little battle and it was like more. It was like more of a thing.
and they were trying to steal the elephant.
Yeah.
You don't remember this? It was
a
like
little baby thing
No.
elephant would cry and like
Yes.
shake
Okay.
Not at
head.
all.
oh my gosh, we're gonna and then you get on the bridge and sometimes
It
the
would
bridge would shake and be like, oh,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
remember-
fall,
I
this
remember
bridge will
that.
crash.
Because every
That was
time that
all
we
part
go
of
on
the
that bridge,
sequence.
I thought that was like I thought that like still happened to a degree because it still like creaks
I do
when you
think-
go on that bridge.
I feel like it doesn't. They don't know. It doesn't happen.
I don't think it's like it
was,
used
very
to. I wonder why.
obvious.
We're gonna have to look into this, like scary history of Disney. But yeah, they had this whole like you were trying to rescue the elephant and hurry up and get the
Yeah.
elephant, and people are shooting
The
at you.
poachers.
The poachers,
They're coming.
yeah, the poachers are coming. There was like a whole thing, and then at the end, it's like he's okay, and it's like a fake baby
Yeah.
elephant like
Yeah.
waving.
On the
his-
safari?
Yes.
I
Yes.
do not even a little bit do I remember.
Oh
that.
my
It was-
gosh.
It was a whole thing.
Okay.
I still love the safari, but it used to be.
This
so
is gonna be
good.
my question box question when this comes out because I want to know who else remembers this. We are not making this up. I
No. It's
swear this happened. We're gonna
it's
find
be like
YouTube.
a Mandela effect thing. It's gonna have never happened.
No, I swear.
I promise. No, there's no way we both remember this so vividly with the fake elephant. I promise this happened. But it is like, it is funny because that was way more of like a Disney blah, blah, blah ride. But now the safari, I feel like, is much more like a chill vibes. I wonder if it scared too many people or if it was just really like incorrect.
Maybe all the like noises were like
Heard it scaring
I
the
don't know.
animals?
Yeah, scaring the animals. or something.
Maybe. Because it
Yeah,
was like
fake
gunshots.
noises and then fake like car squeal like.
Yeah,
"Gotta
scream.
go."
Yeah. That is so
So
funny.
it was legit.
I
Because
do-
we can replay the whole thing. both of us.
I can't believe you do not remember this, Regan. I'm going to find a YouTube video of it just so
It
you
was
can
a
see
lot.
it. It was a lot. I do remember that.
And now all the drivers do are tell you to sit down.
Yeah. Keep your arms in. Don't
Like,
touch the
you
animal.
used to hold a shotgun.
A fake shotgun. Oh my
Sir.
gosh. It's so funny. I do remember that though. I can't believe you don't remember that. Okay. And then favorite Hollywood studios.
Oh. That's tough. I feel like I'm only there for the Belle show.
Okay. You can pick the Belle show as your favorite.
But I do once the new Toy Story
Oh, Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania came out. I really love Toy Story Mania.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I really love Toy
It's
Story
so
Mania.
fun.
It's so fun. It hurts your arm so bad, but it's so fun.
Yeah, but it's
It's-
hard to pick like a favorite between those two because like the Belle Show is
Ugh.
obviously the most
Yes.
perfect show in the world.
Dream job. Dream job.
Yeah.
Obsessed. If you are a
Wasted
cast
space.
member
Make a
listening to
ride
this,
there.
You stop that
I
right
cannot.
now.
I cannot believe you just said that. Literally, that was my dream job as a child. I wanted to be Belle specifically at Disney in that show, but I can't sing for
It's so
anything.
good.
So
I love it. I love it
yes.
so much.
I love that
Toy Story
ride.
Mania is really fun, and I was nervous because Buzz Lightyear holds a big place in my
That's
heart.
true.
And so I was very nervous, like similar style, like what is this going to be?
Way better.
And it's way better.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. Now Buzz is like, oh my gosh, the technology. No, not the same. But it's not as painful. I mean, your thumb hurts after Buzz, but not like...
It's hard in a different... Yeah.
Yeah, your muscles in your arm. I don't know how people do that ride like a bunch of times in one day. Because
no.
too much. Don't have the energy.
No.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and jump into the old versus new, which is what Latoya picked. And I want to know your opinion on this, Regan, because she and Maddie had some strong opinions when we brought this up the other night. And we brought it up with the kids. But what is your favorite? This is not a ride, so don't come at us, people. Toy Story 1 versus Toy Story 2.
Oh, Toy Story 2.
See? Yeah. Okay, so tell him why you hate Toy Story 2.
I hate Toy Story 2. I prefer Toy Story 1, and I find Jessie to be quite annoying.
Can you believe she
Whoa.
just said that? I know.
Is this like
That's like a
not
super
okay?
hot take.
I know.
Is that a hot take?
That's what Maddie said too.
Wait, people are Jessie stands.
I'm a
out
Jessie
there?
stan. Remember, I just showed you that picture of me wearing her on my shirt as a child.
Okay,
But Jess, I mean, like,
that chick.
Toy Story was like basically only known as like just an animation revolution. But besides that, it's not really like
The first one is terrifying.
it's not really like a spectacular
Oh my
movie
gosh,
on
it's
its own.
wonderful.
Like Toy Story 2 is like
Yeah.
it's like an
Incredible.
incredible
Plot.
movie and an
The
amazing
plot.
like feat of
It is.
animation.
The
It is. But just, like,
soundtrack.
I love Toy Story so much, and so just like the introduction, Toy Story 1, the introduction to it all, the characters,
Yeah.
I love.
Maddie said the same thing, Regan. He said that Toy Story 1 is like the whole reason there is a Toy Story. And I was like, duh. And he's like,
Oh yeah,
but the
that's
plot
like,
is
what?
the plot is so much better. And I was like, what? I was like,
No, it's
I
not.
can't believe we're having this conversation.
No, I will agree the plot is better in Toy Story 2, and like you're invested at that point, and like it's so good, the story. But I just love like think about the birthday party
No,
right now.
what?
And they're opening the presents and Rex and the army men, and it's
Bullseye.
just so good.
A bullseye on his own. Stinky
So
Pete
good.
as the villain. Stinky Pete is a much less scary villain.
Stinky Pete.
The blooper reel in the end of
The
Toy Story 2
blooper reel
is
alone.
so good.
So
Like-
good. That is so funny. That is such a
Every
good
time I
one.
see that, I'm like, I can't believe they spent that much like time and money
On the
on
blooper
the blooper
reel.
reels, and they're so good.
They're so funny.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Jessie and Forky are quite a bit for me.
Forky's a no for me also.
They're both a no for me.
Yeah, I'm not a Forky person. Yeah, we pretend like Toy Story 4 does not exist in this house, except when we were having this debate and the kids were in here. I'm trying to remember who said what. Who said 1? No,
don't
no
know.
one. Actually, none of them said 1. And Liv said 2.
Liv,
London
like-
said 3. And Eiley said 4. And I said 4?
Yeah.
You've seen that like once. She's like, Forky. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that in this house.
Yeah.
No, I think 3's better. I think 3's the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the emotions. Oh,
100%. Yeah. I think 3 is the
Makes me cry like a baby.
It's exactly. It's like the perfect. I think like I'm a big fan just in general of like send-offs and like the finality of stories. So like
Yeah.
I love Endgame.
I don't
and
like to
love Toy
cry
Story
like
3.
that.
See, I do. I like when movies make me feel things. So like that and that movie like still every time I watch the ending
Wrecks
scene
me.
like I cannot watch it. So
too.
like that
I know,
means that
actually-
they did a good job.
A story about Regan when he was living here. My girls are obsessed with Toy Story. We watch it all the time. Blake's nursery is Toy Story. And so they were watching Toy Story 3 and Regan and I were sitting here talking at the table. He wasn't even looking at the screen. He goes, you have to turn this off. The music. I hear the music. You have to turn this off. He cannot.
Like that music like gets me so bad.
I'm the same about Encanto and the Butterfly song, so it's okay.
You are?
Oh my god,
Oh.
I hear that song and
That's
I
not
cry. It is so sad.
I can
She-
remember exactly where I was the first time I watched Toy Story 3. That's how
when she
emotional
loved
it
me
was.
into.
It
Oh.
is that movie was so good.
Yeah, see that
Yeah.
scene. I don't like. it's definitely emotional now, but I don't think I've watched it since I've been like an adult. So it would probably be like,
What,
wow,
When
that's
She Loved
really
Me?
sad. Yeah, yeah. But like when I was a kid, I didn't
haven't
really
watched that
register
since
how
you've been
sad
an
that
adult?
really is. Like,
Oh my
well, yeah,
gosh.
I
Yeah.
don't have kids, so like,
So what? We watched it with the kids. It's so good. Oh my gosh, no, so good. Yeah. Where did you see Toy Story 3? In the
In the
theater?
theaters.
Oh yeah, same.
And just like
yeah, we all
sobbing,
saw it
like,
together. We
embarrassingly.
saw it with
Yeah.
Dad.
We did?
Yeah, we saw it in theaters with Dad. At least I did.
I don't think I did. I was in college and so it was like very applicable to my life. And Maddie and I saw it in the IMAX at Mosey.
No, I definitely saw it with Dad, and like obviously no one in that side of the family is like very emotional.
Did he cry?
I don't think so. No, but I did.
Oh.
Like I was like
Oh my
sobbing at the part when they
Me
were gonna
too.
die. Like before we even got to the part, it was
Oh,
actually sad.
true,
Like,
actually.
when I didn't
Actually,
know
that
that
part I was
they
like,
weren't actually gonna die. Like, yeah, I was very
Yeah, when they're in
upset.
the and they grab hands. Oh my god. that
Yeah,
part is
it's
so
very sad. Yeah.
It is that movie. Wow, hits you right in the feels.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
All of
it's
it.
better than 2,
Oh.
I'm telling you.
Liv is a Toy Story 2.
And Spanish Buzz like had me rolling back then.
Oh, Spanish
my
Buzz is
gosh,
funny.
Spanish
That's true.
Buzz
That's
is
true.
so
Yes, but
funny.
yeah, and Lotso is a pretty good villain too. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
that movie's
lot.
solid.
My
Like,
big baby.
You big baby. Okay, now we're gonna go watch Toy Story for the rest of the night. That is so funny. Okay, that is a good one. Yes, good old versus new. I'm gonna put up the poll 1, 2, 3, 4 and see. And if any of you pick 4, you're on my bad list. I'm just kidding.
No
But actually,
one's favorite is 4.
besides apparently Eiley.
Well, she doesn't know. She'll
Did you
change
know,
her.
Regan,
She's
that when you
older.
buy the plush animals now, like the plush stuffies, that they say Bonnie on the foot?
Isn't that horrible?
oh, that's crazy. That's a new age.
Tragic.
That's
Like
a new
my-
era.
My
Tragic.
kids have both of my girls have Jessie, because we're Jessie loves in this house. Jessie stands. But Blake has all of them, and thank God we bought them before they said Bonnie. I don't know that I would have bought them. How horrible.
That's crazy that you wouldn't have
I know.
bought them.
Well, dude.
That's not like
I
they
don't
can't
know.
even read. Who cares? Like,
I know. I
your kids
care.
would
It's
want
the
it.
principle.
No,
I know.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's my
girls
theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Have like
It's
a
a
little.
new era.
They have a what?
My girls have a little Buzz and Woody character, and they wrote their name on like the bottom of both of the shoes, and I was like, it's just one. What have you done?
That is so funny. Oh my gosh, too good. Oh, love it. Okay, well, let's do
What
our
are you
What did you do?
trivia. Blasphemy, traitor, you Judas, dishonor on you, dishonor on Cal. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our trivia for this week is how much were admission prices when Disney World first opened? The options are A, $6.50, B, $5.50, C, $3.50, and D, $4.50. How much do you think it was to get into Disney World? What
$4.50.
do you think, Regan?
I'm trying to think. Didn't Dad say? Or he said
That's it for Disneyland.
And it was $3.50 for Disneyland, right, or something
No,
like that.
I thought he said 5 for the
I don't
ticket
know.
book.
I'll go
I
for
have
six.
original
I'll go for
ticket books
$6.50
to
because
Disney
Magic
World
Kingdom
at
was
my
bigger and it was later in life.
$6.50. Okay, I'm gonna say $5.50 just to be different. Okay, let's see. $3.50.
Oh wow!
Crazy.
That is crazy. I wonder if they were doing the tick. So they were. Well, so Latoya has all this old Disney stuff from.
Well, you know,
Who?
with the ticket books, you had to buy, they're by levels.
Yes. You
Yeah.
have to listen to the Johnny J episode.
Oh, he talks
Yeah.
about
Yes.
it? Oh, okay, yeah. So I have all the like lame like D
Ticket-
levels.
Okay.
Not the like main attraction ones. D was like the
But-
lesser rides.
Yeah. Well, it's like A, B, C, D, E. He was saying. And,
Yeah.
But like back then, an
interesting.
e-ticket would have been like Haunted Mansion and stuff.
Yeah, that's what he
Haunted
said,
Mansion
yeah.
wasn't out yet, but like
Was an
like
E.
roller coasters
Oh,
didn't
you're
really
saying E?
exist.
You're saying E was the top
Yeah.
value?
Yeah. Like that's why they
E-
still call
E
it
is the
Space Mountain
top.
an E-ticket ride.
Oh.
A is
So
the
maybe-
weakest.
I thought mine were D tickets. I'll have to look when
Yeah.
I get back home.
Where did you get those from?
So the people that we bought our house from left a bunch of old stuff in the attic, and they have a ton of like old Disney booklets.
That's
coupon
so
booklets.
cool. I would love to see that.
I know. She also has like old Disney, like they're framed in Liv's room.
And you know what is my someone was helping me at the house that day, like clean old things out, and we were just throwing them in the bonfire like stuff, and I caught her throwing those booklets in there.
Oh
And
my God.
Yes. So like one of them I literally ripped out, still had like burn things. Some I lost, and then some are like still intact. I'll pull them out for you guys.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
woo! We have an original Dumbo from them that we found in the attic that we kept, like a Dumbo stuffy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think about what else. There was like one other like cool Disney.
What are the things that are hanging on Liv's wall framed?
Oh, those are
records?
Yeah, they play
The story records. They're old. They're like framed in her room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, so good. That's amazing. Okay, well, so many more questions. We're gonna have you back. We're gonna say this. Like I could go on for another hour. But cool. Well, that was awesome. So fun to go down memory lane. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to everyone. Hopefully by the time this drops, we will have 1,000 followers on Instagram because we are very, very, very close. So thank you everyone for following, for liking, subscribing, for leaving comments, for answering my question boxes. We're excited to get into some more topics that y'all have picked out starting next week. So thanks for joining us, and we are going to soar on out of here.
Well, hang on. I want to say some stuff.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
This is going to be week 1 of me asking for anyone that is in Club 33. I want to go in it before I die. So if you're listening to this...
He's putting it out there.
He's putting it out to the universe.
Like, this is just week 1. Like, you know, maybe by week 85... we'll get somebody that's like, oh, I go into Club 33 and I have guest passes. I just learned this week that there's like, you don't have to go into it. You can get like guest passes.
What?
Like, so, yeah. We just need somebody.
I just wanted to go to
I just want to see it
in 2 years.
I won't embarrass you. I just want to see it.
You won't embarrass them. You'll
curious.
Cool.
Just curious what's going on.
It's so funny.
But anyway, yeah, so putting that out there.
All right.
I love that. You can play this back when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Week 1. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah.
Week 1, aka episode 11.
We'll see you.
Okay, we're going to soar out of here.
See you next week.